Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Fallout Shelter. First thing I'd like to do is pray about this stream, about this video. Father, I thank you for everything that you allow to happen here, and I thank you for everything that you show me and reveal to me. I ask you to take anything that is shown here today in this video, and I ask you to take and block any evil spirits, any spells, anything cast upon it, and I ask you to block it from everyone who sees it. I ask you to cover it in the blood of Christ to make it okay for everyone to see and hear. Father, I ask you to protect everyone from anything done in any of things that I'm going to show. I ask you to bless this video. I ask you to protect this video. I ask you to be the one to keep this video safe from all evil and fiery darts that are associated with anything that's shown. For we are supposed to be exposers of evil and not workers of evil. And I thank you for everything in your Son, Jesus' name. Okay, everybody. A while back, it just kind of seemed revealed to me, and I didn't really understand why. I was just outside working in the heat, and it just hit me in the head, hey, you need to add the numbers 1 through 33 together. And I thought, oh, wow, that's going to add up. We all know what those numbers are. No need for me to say it and get blasted. So I added them all together, and it came up to 561. And I was like, well, now that don't make sense. Why would that come to my mind? And then it came to my mind, well, add the pyramid to it on the back of the dollar. Count the levels. Well, there's 13 levels, but there's also one at the top. And I got to thinking about that, and I'm not really great into the numerology things and all that's going on. I don't understand what numbers are meant for. I'm trying to learn some of that because we need to know. But when I added it all together and I added those into it too, I kept them going. I went from 561 and I added 1 for that level, and I got up to 562. When I got down to 13, I still had 652, and when I added that 14, guess what? It came out to be the 666. Let him who hath understanding count the number of the beast. This is wisdom. I have no idea where this came from. It just popped in my head. I pray about these things all the time, and if they're being revealed to me, I'm doing my best to bring them to you. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, some of these translations have translated that to reckon. I don't really understand why they done that, because it says calculate in some Bibles and count in some Bibles, which means you've got to do some type of mathematics to come up with that. So, this is how I came up with that number. I will show you. I'm going to leave the links for everything that I'm showing you here today. If we go back to the dollar bill, and let me remind you, at the end of this little article here, it says, the U.S. government has no plans of ever changing it. In fact, there's a law in place that prohibits the redesign of the $1 bill. Okay. They call this pyramid on the back the reverse of the Great Seal. Those of you all that know much about occultism, you understand the law of reversal and what it means to the occultist, the Luciferian, and the Satanist. The reverse of the seal features an unfinished pyramid, which is made of 13 rows of building blocks. On the first row are the Roman numerals representing 1776. The inscription above is Annuit Coeptus. Providence has favored our undertakings. The below, it says Novus Ordo Seclorum, Latin for a new order of the ages, or a new world order. And you all know what you can do with the six-pointed star there and what it'll spell out, and the group that'll run the world and take everything over. Sadly, this dollar bill never trusted in the Father of Jesus Christ in heaven. It trusts in Pan, the number 14. And I will leave the links for all of this stuff here. You can look at it yourself and go through it. This right here, Deities Pan. I can't really pronounce all those that well. But the number 14, Diabolos, devil. Secundus Pentaculi, second of the pentacle. Now, I don't understand all of this. I'm really working my way into it. I have another video coming that will tie a lot of this together with, with this right here, actually. There's a verse in an old Iron Maiden song that says, torches blazed and sacred chants were phrased. As they started to cry, hands held to the sky. In the night, the fires are burning bright. The ritual has begun. Satan's work is done. If you want to look it up yourself, I streamed about it on DLive last night. The world's largest Ouija board was erected in Salem, Massachusetts on October 12th, 2019. And then, well, they said, let's see what bigger spirits we can bring into the world. Well, you see where we're at right now. And there's not really a whole lot I can say about that. If you read the beginning of this, it says, "Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short." This was an Iron Maiden song back in whenever. Late 80s, early 90s, I guess. I'm not sure. And I was all into this stuff, so I've came a long way from this. I've understood this, I've studied this, but until just the other day, that number and the addition and that arithmetic didn't pop into my head. So I'm really still trying to put all of this together, but I'm trying to give you the information as I come across it, because I feel like if I don't, I'll lose it and I'll never get around to this, because this isn't my job. I try to stream about these things on DLive every night as they come to me, and new things come and go, and I'll try to get on YouTube and stream as I can, but they're just making it harder and harder and harder on people. I'm just trying to get the information passed along, and whatever I feel like the Father reveals to me. We are to be workers of His, of exposing the devil's work, because the devil's greatest lie was making the world believe he didn't exist. I appreciate everybody that checks out this information, and I'm sure there's 1,000 things that I need to say right now, and it's just not in my head. So these videos are actually kind of hard for me to make. Some of y'all can understand that, some of you may not. I want you all to know that I love and appreciate everybody that stops by here, even the ones that are usually negative and dirty in the comments. When I delete you, just know that I pray to the Father for you, to forgive you, and hope to put a tug on your heart to meet Jesus as well. For those of you that don't know Jesus, join our Discord. There's a lot of good people in there that do, and they're willing to talk with you. I'm willing to talk with you. Find me. Welcome to the Fallout Shelter. I didn't understand what it was going to be when it started. Nobody knew what we were going to be into. God bless you all and have a great day.